Okay, so Marvel Rivals just came out recently, and there's been so much discussion on who should be in the game next. Even like way before, even when the game was first announced, people were speculating who would be in the game. So I'm just gonna give my 2 cents on who I think should be in the game, who I personally want in the game, and tell you which characters I think would add a lot of depth to the gameplay and just keep it fun for everybody. Also, I'm not gonna talk about like characters that are leaked already or characters that will obviously be in the game. For example, the Fantastic Four. I mean, anyone could tell you even before the game came out, Fantastic Four, like all of them were gonna be in the game. The same as Cyclops and a lot of X-Men, like Nightcrawler. I think Nightcrawler is probably gonna be in the game too. I want to talk about the more niche, the characters that maybe a lot of like the general audience probably don't know if they just watch the movies or something like that. So let's talk about it. Number one, okay, the number one character who I think deserves to be in Marvel Rivals and should be is Armor from the X-Men. Armor, literally, her mutant power is a pink psionic exoskeleton armor, okay, that she gets all over her body. She gets a big armor, and sometimes she has a big samurai sword. Sometimes she makes like Wolverine claws with them. It's sick, okay, and they never use her any of the anime or whatever. She never gets any love. She was like in like a anime in like 2011, but that's the only time I think I've seen her in anything outside of the comic books. And I mean, she's just awesome. Like, look at her. She could be an amazing Vanguard character in a game where we need more tanks, and people are like, man, make more tanks. I think that she would be an amazing addition. Not only that, I thought that she would be like the diva, like the diva clone in this game, because it makes more sense. Why would Bruce Banner be the diva? Why, like, for Bruce Banner and Hulk, Bruce, he doesn't change back into Bruce Banner unless he's not angry. As long as the guy's angry, he's gonna still be in Hulk mode. I mean, there's times where he's always in Hulk mode forever. So like, why would he transform back into Bruce Banner and then be like, oh yeah, oh now I have a gun and it makes more sense if it was like Armor, because if you beat her up too much, then she transports back into her normal body. That would make way more sense. Anyway, but yeah, I remember when the trailer of the game first came out, I'm like, this would be perfect for Armor. This would be perfect. The same as Magic. I thought Magic is perfect for this game. I thought. Same as Armor. Armor would be amazing in this game. But yeah, hopefully, they're listening. NetEase. I love NetEase. You guys are awesome. We'll put Armor in the game. She's so perfect. And there's not that many tank characters that can do something different anyway. Like the Thing. I'm sorry, but what can the Thing do that the other tank characters can't do? You know what I mean? I like the Thing, but like in terms of gameplay in his kit, like there's nothing that he can really do that's that much different. But I think at least for Armor, you can do a lot of things that are different with her gameplay, that and you can experiment a lot with that. And they have these alternate versions, like all the characters are like alternate versions of comic books and TV and whatever. You can completely change your character. Who cares? It would be awesome. Like an alternate Armor. I mean, that'd be sick. She also has like this like passive ability in the comics that if one of her family members dies, her armor gets stronger. That's freaking crazy. So she could have like a passive ability in the game where like if more characters, if the other team eliminates more of your team, maybe her armor gets stronger or something like that. That would be sick. That'd be amazing. But no, nobody's even talking about it too. Like I don't see anyone saying, "Oh, put Armor in the game." Where's all the comic book fans, man? Where's all the X readers, bro? The X-Men fans, okay? She's literally perfect. Why? I need her to be in the game, okay? I need her to be in the game. She's literally perfect. Like there's literally no reason why she cannot be in the game. There's no reason. Like what? Like I'm sitting here trying to think of a reason why she wouldn't be in the game, and there's none. There's no reason. There's no reason why she wouldn't be in the game. Put it in the game, please, God. Put it in the game. Number 2 is Elixir. I mean, again, one of the characters that literally is perfect for the game. He's literally his mutant power is literally to be a healer. That's all he does. He just heals. He's a big guy. He's big and gold, and he just heals people, and that's his power. I mean, like, isn't it like obvious or what? Like, come on. And also, he has the alternate ability of like, he has like this like dark miasma, like corruption in him or something, and he could use that to do damage and attack people with that, and also have the healing ability. Actually, he's kind of broken in the comics, to be honest. I don't know why they don't use him in other things, because he's kind of busted. He just heals people and then kills people at the same time. So yeah, I mean, that's like literally a no-brainer. Honestly, he's pretty much like Moira from Overwatch, but I mean, he was made way before Moira even existed. So actually, Moira is probably a copy of him. Let's be real, you know? Okay, let's move on. Okay. All right, number 3. And it's going to be another X-Men. Okay, I promise after this I'm not going to do another X-Men. But last one. Angel. And I know what you're thinking. Why Angel of all characters? Okay? I know that they're probably going to put Cyclops, they're going to put Nightcrawler, maybe Colossus. I don't know. There's a lot of characters that I already know that they're going to put, but the reason why I'm making this video is I want to make a case for characters that they're probably going to overlook. And one of them is Angel. Okay? First of all, I think, you know, people wouldn't be mad that there's more flyers in the game. There's only 2 flying characters. Some have kind of flying, but there's only like 2 dedicated flying characters in the game. Maybe Angel would be a good fit with them. Personally, I think that. But not only that, I think the biggest thing for me is Archangel, because he's just a cool character in general, but he would be sick in this game, like absolutely insane for this game. So for his kit, I was thinking like maybe he could be like Angel. Normally, like he would just shoot feathers or something, or like have a gun or something, or like a throwable projectile while he's flying, and then when he has his ult, he turns into Archangel, and then that's when he starts, you know, he gets metallic wings, and he gets like this like darkness, you know, and he becomes like super crazy, and he starts shooting feathers at people, down at people, and he can like fly super fast. I think that would be sick. I think that'd be awesome. And it'll give a little bit of variety too for the game. Maybe he'll be too strong. It'll be kind of like Magic's ult, but with like a flyer. And I think that would be sick. That would be cool. But are they gonna put him in the game? Probably not. I mean, he's just not cool enough. I mean, he's cool. He's just not enough, you know, for the casual Marvel enjoyer, you know. Okay, like I said, number 4 is not gonna be an X-Men, okay? It's not gonna be a mutant. In fact, it's gonna be an Avenger, one of the coolest Avengers that honestly I don't know why, but they never use in stuff. I don't know, they just like give up on a bunch of characters that are really, really cool and awesome. And the character that's in number 4 for me is Aries. Yeah, Aries, God of War. If you don't read the comics, you probably didn't know that the Aries, God of War, was an Avenger. Yeah, crazy enough, I can't believe it. For some reason, Marvel in the last, I don't know, like maybe 10 years, outside of the comic books, only ever deals with like Norse mythology. But I mean, in the comics, there's so many different, you know, pantheons that they take inspiration from and they take heroes from, but they never use them in anything else other than the comic books, like the games and the movies and whatnot. And it doesn't make any sense because, for example, Ares is crazy. He's awesome. He literally is he's like the Punisher, but instead of guns, he just uses axes and like swords and shit, and he just goes around like dropping from helicopters, like smashing down and just smashing people. And he just has this big skull on his chest, and he's just this big, huge, hairy man. That's awesome. And you know what else? Also, Hercules. Hercules was an Avenger. I don't know why they don't use Hercules in anything. Imagine Hercules in the MCU. That would be sick. People would go crazy. Why not? It's not like someone owns the rights to Hercules or like any, pantheon of pagan gods, right? So why not? Why is it impossible for that to be in the game or in the movie or whatever? So anyway, that's all I wanted to say. Aries and Hercules too, and any other god other than Norse gods. I don't know why they always focus on Norse mythology and then you just forget about everything else. But yeah, Aries, Heracles, Hercules, whatever. They were both Avengers. I don't know why they couldn't be in Marvel Rivals, and I hope they do put them because they would be absolutely sick. They would be amazing. Number 5. Okay, number 5 is gonna be a very, very interesting one because for my number 5, I'm gonna say Sentry. Now, Sentry is a very, very interesting character. Personally, I think he's one of the best written, like, modern superheroes coming out of Marvel in the last, like, what, 25 years, I guess? Like, all the ones that people know were probably created, like decades ago, like decades ago. There's not that many superheroes that are like recent in Marvel that people really know. And I think Sentry is one of those characters that I think deserves more recognition. His whole thing is he's one of the strongest superheroes ever. Okay, he was an Avenger, but the problem with him is that he has this like crazy mental illness, basically. And he's scared of his own superpower. So because of that, he literally manifested his own alternate self, the Void, which basically turns him evil because he thinks he should like destroy himself because he's scared of his own power, which is crazy. And in the comics, he literally, because he's so scared of his own power, he deleted himself from history. So he used to be an Avenger, like way, way, way back before. But he got so depressed and he was so scared of his own power that he erased himself from history. So like nobody remembered him. And then all of a sudden he comes back and he's like, oh, yeah, I'm back now. And people are like, oh wait, aren't you? And then everyone's memories came back and you're like, oh wait, aren't you that Avenger guy? You're that Avenger guy. Whatever happened to you? He literally erased himself from the universe with his own power. That's how strong he is. That's how powerful he is. Okay, anyway, let's talk about the game. So how would he work in the game? I have no idea, honestly. I'm open to ideas. I don't know how you would be able to balance him or like what his kit would be or whatever, but I think he should be in the game just because he's such a cool character, because he's so interesting, and I think a lot of people can relate to him, which is hard for a lot of like these newer, like more recent stuff that people write. But then this one, I think it can hit home with a lot of people. And especially in the Marvel like fandom, I think he's a pretty big fan favorite. People love this guy, and it would be awesome if he could be in the game. And I hope they do one day. Maybe probably not like soon, but eventually one day, maybe after a few years, maybe he'll be in the. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, that's my argument for why Sentry should be in the game. Number 6. Now, the other ones were kind of obscure, okay? I can understand why people wouldn't really care if they're in the game or not. But this next one is important because these people have to be in the game, okay? So number 6 and 7 is Black Bolt and Medusa, okay? They just have to be. They have to be. Black Bolt and Medusa have to be in the game, okay? At some point, Okay, maybe not soon, maybe not in the near future, but at some point, Black Bolt and Medusa have to be in the game. Why? Because they're so cool and they're so integral to the Marvel universe as well. Okay, same reason why the Fantastic Four, even though they're not like that super popular for like people that watch movies or play the games, like the Fantastic Four are so important to the overall like Marvel universe that it's just disrespectful if they're not in the game. And that's the same thing for Black Bolt, Medusa, and the rest of the Inhumans, because like they just get no love at all. All right, they just get no love, even though they're so cool. Okay, Black Bolt, he's badass. He doesn't say anything. All he does is scream, and people die. That's badass as hell. That guy doesn't care. He doesn't give a shit about anything. He's just screaming. Okay? So, I mean, that's my argument for Black Bolt. I mean, what else is there to say, you know what I'm saying? Okay, but Medusa. Now, Medusa is a very, very interesting character. And the reason why I bring her up is because obviously she can have a team up with Black Bolt. And I think she would be a really good Vanguard character. Now, there's not that many Vanguard characters. There needs to be more. But I think she could be a very interesting Vanguard character. Because if you don't know, her powers is her hair. So she can articulate her hair everywhere. She can like punch people and like shield people and like move her hair around. So I think if you make her a Vanguard character, she can like tank damage with her hair and make a hair shield. I think that would be sick. That would be awesome. I don't know what like her kit would be or how you would make it totally like different from the already established Vanguard characters, but I mean, just the fact that you can have a hair shield would be amazing. That would be sick. So yeah, Black Bolt, Medusa, that's my 6 and 7. They need to be in the game. Please, God. Please, NetEase, put them in the game. And for 8, 9, and 10, I think it's only fair that I do villains because I didn't talk about any villains yet. So let's talk about the villains. Number 8, I think it should be Green Goblin. Okay, now there's a lot of great like Spider-Man villains, but I think for this game, the best addition would be Green Goblin because of obviously his flying ability and the fact that he's on a board. And I think that'd be really cool. That'd be like a new movement tech that they can implement because the movement would be different, and because like third person view, it'd be really easy to navigate your way with while flying on the board. And the lateral and vertical movements would be kind of weird, but it would be cool to see how they do it. The other thing is like I don't know how his hitbox would work because he's kind of weird. He has like a he's like hunched over on the board, and like I don't know how the hitbox would work on that. But yeah, and I think it would be cool if he was like a flyer, like throwing the like goblin bombs. He could be like a squirrel girl, but like on a hoverboard. That would be sick. And like Norman Osborn is such a like an iconic character. Even when he's not Green Goblin, even like later in the comics when he's just like Norman Osborn, he was even like Iron Man at one point. He was even an Avenger at one point. Yeah, so yeah, Norman Osborn, Green Goblin. Maybe they could do something else. Maybe he won't be Green Goblin. Maybe it'll be something different. Maybe they could do like a redesign of him, like they did for every character. Maybe he'll be different. I think that's cool. I think they should do that more. Just like completely redesign the character to look completely different than what people is expecting. So yeah, Green Goblin, definitely there's a lot of potential there for me, I think. And yeah, I would love to see that. And coming in at number 9 is going to be Selene. Now, Selene is one of those characters that it would be kind of hard to balance because her powers are really, really interesting. She has telekinesis and she's a sorceress. And the coolest ability she has is she has like a life steals. Like, so she can suck people's life out of them and then give it to herself. So I think that would be kind of an interesting thing to do. Maybe she could be a strategist character and like take people's health and then give it to somebody else or give it to herself or something like that. I don't know, but I think she would fit really well with the game. And I also think there's a lot of things that they could do with her kit. Like there's a lot of flexibility. uh she could be damaged, she could be strategist, she has telekinesis, she has like superhuman strength because she's like an ancient mutant that lived for thousands of years by sucking people's life essence from their bodies and then giving it to herself. Yeah, and I think she would be really cool. And a little bonus, I think the community, the Marvel Rivals player base wouldn't be too mad at that. I mean, just think about the skins that they would put in the game. Oh golly. I mean, that's just free money right there. That's just free money. Just go make it and get that money, baby. You know what I'm saying? And last but not least, number 10. Now this one might be a little controversial, maybe, but Apocalypse. Now, the way I think Apocalypse should be in the game, I think Apocalypse should be a support with some really cool team ups with like mutants. Because basically, if you don't know, Apocalypse, what he does is when he shows up, he chooses a few mutants to become like his like horsemen of the apocalypse. So he will give them like he will give their mutant powers an upgrade, and then they will like, you know, work for him. So maybe they could do something like he will buff characters and heal them. Maybe that will be his thing. And then also maybe do melee damage. There's not really like a melee strategist character in the game. I know it'd be kind of weird, but if they want to go in the direction of like DPS plus healing, maybe less healing, more like buffing other characters and then like minimal healing, maybe something like that, something interesting. That, I mean, that's how I would do it. Obviously they can do whatever they want. I don't think that he will actually be a strategist character. He'll probably be something else if he is in the game, of course. But personally, I think that'd be very interesting. Or maybe he could be a Vanguard with a buff. He can just buff other characters' damage or something. I think that'd be cool too. Yeah, definitely Apocalypse. I mean, he's just such a cool character. And again, another important character to the Marvel comic book universe. So, there's the list. If you like the list, if you hate that list, let me know in the comment section. And if you like the video and subscribe. I'm doing like exclusively Marvel Rivals content right now. Sorry if you subscribe for something else. But yeah, those are just my thoughts on who should be in the game, and I will see you next time. And if you, hey, let me know if I should make another list, because I read a lot of comic books when I was a kid, and I love Marvel, and I would love to make another list. So let me know what you think, and bye. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.